Well, hello everybody, Jason up, New 80's Revolution. Approaching the cave. It's Tuesday. And not much going on lately, video content-wise. But again, I want to stay in your lives, and I would like to have you stay in mine. So we're making we're just doing some in between videos, some filler until we get things going. Now, what I wanted to do here is just kind of update you on where each section of the room is at. And I'll spin you around and we can kind of, we spin you around now. So the wrestling section is kind of jam-packed, floor to ceiling. and we're fine. I mean, if anything new comes in, I'm not really searching for anything new. Obviously, we could always get more carded Remcos, more carded Galoobs, which I once had. I think I'm done with the bootleg figures. I mean, how many really can you have? More Thumbsters would be nice. Maybe some more WCW Venoms. But anyway, if that stuff comes in, there's a little bit of room left on this wall. No big deal. These are all expensive, and I'm not in the market right now. So the rest of the wrestling stuff, if it comes in, like the newest wrestling thing I got was what? I don't know. Probably, geez, I don't know. I don't know what the last wrestling thing I got was. I don't know, maybe the sheet, because the sheet was on the couch down here. And I don't even have any room for the sheet, so I just kind of had to fold it up and put it on top of the stretch wrestler boxes. But there really isn't any more room for wrestling stuff. Oh, that I found in the crawl space, that Hulk Hogan lunchbox. Now, the other ones are over here. I don't feel like touching any of this to put another lunchbox in there. So it goes there. And that's what I mean. If I get new wrestling stuff, we're going to have to be super creative to find places for things. The Ghostbusters, as it stands now, we have room for one more shelf right there. It's going to kind of rest on the roof of the firehouse. I have secured a Ecto Bomber. So I found an Ecto Bomber on eBay, and it is missing one piece of landing gear. I have that piece of landing gear in my watch list. I'll be pulling the trigger on that, and we will add the Ecto Bomber to the final shelf. And that's that. I mean, I have to get the accessory for the Ecto 500 and just pop it up there. I also need the windshield for the Ecto 500. That's fine. And that be that for Ghostbusters. I'm satisfied with the way it is. I don't need all the little ghosts that came with the figures. I don't need any of the variants of the figures. I don't need the scare, the Fright Features ones. I'd like them carded from Ollie's, of course, but we've been beating that horse to death. We've got the firehouse down here. This is going to be the final. So it's going to go about there to house the Ecto Bomber. So that'll look cool. Sorry, it'll go about there to house the Ecto Bomber. That'll look good. Got the firehouse box. We're pretty good. We're pretty good with the Ghostbusters. If I happen to find some cheap boxes, then I'll get a cheap box, but I'm not looking. Well, I'm looking, but I don't need it. Turtles, different story. Depending on what is released, as far as re-release stuff, I'll grab. They are, again, been rumors of re-release vehicles, re-release play sets, sewer play sets, for months and months and months. Amazon exclusive this. Who knows? We'll just wait. The Turtle sewer playset is supposed to be out in December. Who knows? If that comes, then we got to make some room here, because I would like the Turtle sewer playset displayed. All right, which means we got to move some stuff. Boxes are going to go down here. Boxes are going to sit in front of the table. So as far as turtle stuff goes, it's only going to be the re-release stuff going forward. I don't need anything else. The blimp I thought of getting, but that's just going to hang from the ceiling and it's going to block some stuff. If I get it and keep it in the box, then it's just sitting in the box. And what's the point of that? So I don't know what I'm going to do with the blimp. I could get the re-release blimp for like 30 bucks on eBay right now. Sure, it would look nice on the floor there, nice box, who knows? But as far as more turtle stuff, I'm good. Again, aside from the re-release stuff that comes out, I will get everything that is re-released. And if it's vehicles, then I will simply pull these boxes down here and display the vehicles like the Ghostbusters vehicles. HeMan. HeMan is next. I feel like I can move on from Turtles until the new stuff comes out. With the Ecto Bomber, I feel like I can move on from Ghostbusters. And so I started putting some things in my watch list for Masters of the Universe. There are a few more Origins re-release vehicles that I certainly could get. But as far as the loose vehicles go, we're only getting original. I have room for one more shelf, I would guess, one more. And there's about 5 more vehicles that I need. So I got a feeling that some of these boxes are eventually going to come down here. And there's room here for those to go. So that we could have shelf space for vehicles. Now, if that happens, if these boxes come down a little bit, then these shelves can move up a little bit and everything will be great. So there's currently 3 auctions that I'm watching for 3 vehicles that I don't have, including usually one that's about $60. Thankfully, this person listed all 3 of them separately at 99-cent auctions. The way I like it, not the way I like to sell stuff, but the way I like to buy stuff. So I assume that those are going to go up from 99 cents. There's a day left on them, but I would like to maybe get them for $15, $20 a piece and knock off 3 more vehicles. But what I'd like to do is maybe have a figure per vehicle. I've got Mechanic in my garage and I need his accessory. I know Fisto usually goes with the horse. Is this the final setup? Yeah, kinda. Obviously, when I get Skeletor's horse, I will put him out here on the tabletop as well. So HeMan vehicles are now the focus. After Ecto Bomber arrives, HeMan vehicles are the next focus. We've got the 4 re-release vehicles up top. We've got the re-release Castle Grayskull box. Thank you, Eric. We've got Cringer and Prince Adam cartoon collection. Another vehicle down there. So it's looking good. Eventually, all of this black space is going to be filled up with boxes. So that means that eventually, probably within the next month or so, we'll be moving on to this mess. And this is probably going to be the end, because there will be really nothing left for HeMan and nothing left for these other 2 toy lines. And this is probably going to take my most time, most money, most purchases. I don't need any more figures. I have 83 to 86. I'm happy with that. So now it's just all about vehicles and boxes. Vehicles and boxes. And that's pretty much what the focus is going to be going forward. All of these guys are a mess. Some of them have fallen apart. I've got to put them back together. I'm nowhere near the setup that I want. See, some of these, and I don't know what is shaking this house, but a lot of these things just get off center. And something's fallen. Televiper has fallen. There we go. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. And trust me, it is dangerous for these guys to fall. They will break. All right, they will break. Anybody else falling? No, doesn't look like it. This guy's leaning forward. He's about to go. So all these guys that are hanging out here, nothing is set up. Nothing is set up. I still have to figure out what to do with this space. This stuff on the wall is not going to be here. Sky Striker is not going to hang from the ceiling. I think it's too heavy. I'm going to do something over here to display Sky Striker and other vehicles and just build a platform there. Obviously, this is nowhere near set up. Really, it's just housing stuff right now. This stuff isn't going to stay here. This is going to be paneled, and it's going to house more vehicles and more boxes. And the floor is going to house more vehicles and more boxes, and it's going to be great. So that's where we're at. Let me spin you back around. I got a little bit of a story for you. All right, so today on the eBay, and this has happened to me twice now, and I like it. It's like pleasant surprises. I was watching a Battle Armor Skeletor Origins figure. You know, that's the one where you hit the chest plate and it's damaged, and then it spins around to non-damaged. I was watching that, and it was $13.99. Buy it now, marked down from $16.99 with like $7 shipping. So I'm like, all right, $13.99. It's one of those bigger packaging ones because it's got a lot of accessories, so it comes in the wider packaging. Okay, cool, you know, $13.99. And for some reason, I went to check on it today. It was still there. And I started to scroll through the pictures, and there's two more figures. A carded Man-at-Arms Origins and a carded HeMan Origins. And I was like, what? It's $13.99 for all three figures. And I didn't catch that. So it sat. So Man-at-Arms is a $25 to $30 figure. He-Man, I'm not sure, and the Skeletor, whatever. But $13.99 for all three figures. So I immediately scooped that up. So that should be coming next week, and those will just go in the garage on the wall. But these eBay twice now, like I said, twice I've been lazy and just looking at the initial picture, just looking at the thumbnail picture, and just going, okay, it's Battle Armor Skeletor, whatever. No, two more figures, $13.99. Who didn't scoop that up? I don't know, but I did. So 3 more Origins figures coming. The goal is to go through the checklist and get them all. Now, I think for some reason they made characters that were not part of the original line, and those will not become part of my collection. I will only collect actual He-Man characters, and I might not get into like the weird the weird variants. There's some that I'm like, so Evil Lyn has 2 variants. It's regular Evil Lyn, and then there's like a weird purple flesh tone, or purple flesh, purple outfit. I don't know why. I might not, unless it's, $12-15 with free shipping. I don't need that variant. So 3 more figures coming. I've got 2 Ghostbusters accessories coming, and the Ecto Bomber. So the Ghostbusters accessories, I think I'm getting the antenna for the Ecto 500 and the gun for the helicopter. That's coming. The antenna for the Ecto 500's coming, and then the Ecto Bomber's coming. Hopefully next week. So maybe four good packages coming in the next week or so from eBay. So that's that. That's just kind of the room update. We're out of the garage officially. I'm standing in the light. We're out of the garage officially. We're down here now and having some fun. Getting He-Man vehicles, it's fun. And I like doing it this way because if I went after every He-Man figure, I'd get burnt out. I'd run out of space and it would just die. I think the vehicles are cool. And they're all obtainable. There's nothing overly expensive at all. And so we're just going to grab those. Then we'll do the seating, like I said, down here. And we'll return to our Nup All Nights down here. So there you go. There's your Tuesday. Moving along nicely in the cave. That is all. Probably see you tomorrow with something. I think we need to go to Ross's. I think we need to go shopping. See you next time. Good night now.